What is up, everyone? It's Wacka here. Welcome you for Season 1 Valor PRs for Sacred Draft Shrine. I'm joined today by Frandy. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Yes. Introduction.
All right.
I don't know how to introduce myself. I'm just a guy who likes Audino and Cinderace a whole lot. So if you see me gushing about those,
Yeah,
that's it. I don't
pretty
know.
sure both of
I
them
don't know
are.
what you're gonna do. Kill me? I
Um,
guess.
and Charizard will join us in a bit. I think he stepped out, but it's like almost 1 in the morning. I need to record this so I can like pass out. Um, so anyways, I guess we'll get started with our number 12, TRK. Mr.
The
Secondary.
reunited kingdom.
He he deserves to be last. Why the fuck did he draft
I
him?
mean, I mean, he's the meme team. He expected to be here. It's just hard to stall. That's it.
It's kind of sad though because we almost didn't put him here. We almost put him at like 11th
Well,
or.
don't mention that. It's just gonna hurt the
Well,
next
it's
person.
still like he still has like
Don't mention that. That was supposed to be something we kept.
okay, so like
Secret, man. Come on. Did you
no, I
have to
say
do
this
him
because
like
like he has Heatran, he has Blue, he has Dragalge and Yanshao, and I guess Woobat. Like it's definitely not like the slowest team ever, and it still has offense.
Yeah, the thing is, the fast mon, like the fastest mon in this team is Subat, and everything
Yeah,
else is slower. And
isn't
Subat is like never gonna come.
Subat should be
I mean,
big.
it's good as a low tier, but it shouldn't be your fastest mon. It's
Yeah,
supposed to be something to like fill your speed gap in case you drafted something like, I don't know, Bolton as your fastest mon.
yeah. And the removal's pretty weak because it's pretty much just Gliscor. The hazards are decent. He has T spikes. He has three really good rockers. He actually has some really
I
good
I
pivots.
wouldn't say really good because like Gliscor doesn't really like to run rocks a whole lot. It mostly just runs Subtoxic Protect.
Yeah, but they're
And
he can fit rocks
and
on.
Chansey is just kind of like, it likes running annoying shit, but I guess it can run rocks. Heatran though, yeah, rock, really good rock user.
And Dragalge can
It would
usually.
just like to not be like the only reliable rock user because like you can't run Scarf, you can't really run Specs
Yeah,
without not having a rocker.
but I do think like he one of those three can run rocks like every week. It's not that big of a deal, and even then, he also has Magic Bounce, Sableye. Like people, even I tend to forget that like Magic Bounce is a thing, and like pretty much setting up rocks on your own side is like kind of it's kind of
Well,
fun.
this is the high division wacko. People aren't gonna fall for that shit. They're gonna prep for that.
I mean, but the
Hopefully.
high division still has Wacka in it, so yeah. But
I,
you also can't set up
well,
on.
you only put yourself there because you're the big leader.
Eh,
Like let's be honest. Let's be
but
honest
that
here.
doesn't matter. He has a Ditto too, which I really like on a stall team because it means you can't just like set up sweep on this team because he'll just send in Ditto and like reverse sweep your team.
Yeah, that's very good anti setup, which is usually a very big weakness
Yeah,
for stall.
and he's also a little bit anti taunt
But like
with
sub
the
call mindsets, like Ditto proof setup is very good against this team.
yeah like
Because there's
subs is
no there's nothing else here to like prevent setup except for like Haze, Dragalge, and Roar, Heatran, and Bulu. It's
mhm.
like,
And
when are
like
you realistically running those though?
yeah, and like Scarf Mienshao if it can tank a hit and Oko you back, but that's really about it. Um,
Shao isn't tanking a hit.
it can, it can. It usually it takes like a
Like
neutral.
one.
In my experience using it, it takes like a neutral.
Yeah, not after setup though, which is the thing you're preventing.
Yeah, but you switch in on the sub and you spam close combat and hope that you kill
You
it.
switch in on the sub, you set up a Dragon Dance, and all of a sudden, you're plus one attack or special attack, and like you set up a Dragon Dance, you're plus one attack, plus one speed, you outspeed Mienshao, bada boom, bada bang, Mienshao's fucking dead, because it can't live a plus one hit at all, unless you make your Mianshao really fucking bulky or Assault Vest, but Assault Vest doesn't help against Dragon Dance. You know, it's like you can fuck with this team. You can definitely fuck with this team.
Just like sub.
I mean, to be fair, Mew can fuck with any team, but like like with this team in particular, it fucks.
Yeah, and that's really all I have to say about this team. Like, it's just stall and
it's very exploitable is the thing. It's very exploitable because of the stall route that it takes, and it's not really going to be able to do all that much damage immediately.
He's kind of just like, his game plan is to make your opponents so annoyed that they stop like thinking about what they're doing, and then that's when they screw up, and then TRK goes in and like takes a kill with like Mianshao or Dragalge, or even like Bulu. Can KO things. Set up Gliscor can work. He has some options.
Yeah.
Overall, his team is a little bit too passive.
Yeah, but like that's just stall teams. That's just
Yeah. So our
that's just like that's the meme. Is the thing.
Yeah. So our number 11 team is Edster.
Which we almost put below TRK, but we weren't supposed to say that. But Waka Waka A over here had to say something.
I think we're actually gonna put another team down there, and they made trades, and they made their team like really good for some reason. So.
And Edster also made trades, but he made his team really bad.
So getting into this team, like I think every mon here is like really good. You can argue Eldegoss sucks, but I think Eldegoss is fine. It gets a rap.
Eldegoss is like fine as a low tier regenerator spinner thingy, I guess. But like
that's kind of what
every steel type just switches into it. Every fire type just switches into it. Like
yeah, but I mean, what can you expect? It can annoy people with like Leech Seed too. It does things. I'll say that much.
And it does things, but then those things are immediately irrelevant because it's a fucking Eldegoss. But okay.
But the rest of the team, like, it does work, but it synergizes. Well, it doesn't synergize. That's the thing. Like, it's very weirdly put together. I don't know why there's a Buzzwole and a.
Yeah, Hoopa's your only dark type. I already don't like that. You have Buzzwole despite not really having much of a ground weakness, like, at all, except for, like, Nihilego, Entei, and Empoleon, I guess, but...
And I think it's
you
kind of
already
weird.
had Togekiss, you have Double Bug for some fucking reason, and
he's Double Bug and Double Electric.
Double Electric is... Why the fuck do you have a Raichu? What the fuck is the... Is it to fill the speed tiers? Just get something just... Like, your speed tiers are already really bad. You might as well, like, you're already down that route. You might as well just, like, give up on it or save it for Grace, which you did, but all you did was made it worse. We were gonna put you in 10th until you made these fucking trades.
Yeah, but, like, this seems still
You used to have Mega Mawile, dude. I used to have a team. You used to have a team that I actually kind of had some positives for, and then you traded it for this shit. I don't like Megalopony without return very much. I mean, it's good, don't get me wrong, but like it's not broken like when it is when it has return. You drafted Hoopa as your only dark type, which is garbage. You drafted Buzzwole, yet you already have like there's barely any use for Webs on this team except for Hoopa. Oh, okay, Webs kind of.
Talking about Charles' team?
No, we're on Edster.
Edster's team.
Edster. Post the link. I'm confused about where we're at. I just got here. I had something to do. Sorry.
I thought you were on.
Do you have the Valor PRs open? We're on number 11.
Yeah.
I've basically just been bitching about this team for like I don't know how many fucking minutes now.
Yeah, probably too long. Please post the. There we go.
Okay, so.
Okay.
Yeah, we only got past the stall team because Franny's been ranting about Edster's team for a while. But anyway, like, there's some very good mons on this team. I don't know why they're all together is the thing, and like, why there's Double Bug, Double Electric, why Empoleon is the water and the steel. It's fine as the water and the steel, but doesn't
fine,
resist.
but it's not
Resist
I don't think that's the major flaw of this team.
the fire
double
resist on this team
bug,
is
double
intact.
electric, very bad speed tiers. Hoopa is your dark type. It's like, I don't know.
The pivoting is embarrassing on this team.
Pivoting is garbage. It's just Vikavolt, Raichu, and Lopunny, which is kinda garbage. And I guess Baton Pass Togekiss.
Yeah.
I guess. Yeah, how often are you running that?
And then, oh. I don't
There's
even
also
fucking
not
know
really a
anymore. I need
feature.
therapy.
Let's move on. I'm done with this team. I just
been
got
bitching about this team for like 5 minutes too long.
5
Yeah.
minutes way too long.
We're already 10 minutes into the video and we're only at number 10.
Wow, another team to not bitch on. Actually, this team is a big
It's-
jump.
It's a
Team is a
big. I think the
big
bottom
jump.
2 is really far away from like. I'd say like the next.
It's just a
6
big jump.
This team is solid. It's just very. I mean, just like look at the average stats. Just like there's nothing above 90 in the average. I know average stats.
I mean, does that really matter though? Honestly,
It doesn't.
like Edster's team had an average of 100, and that shit is trash.
The breaking ability is actually kind of sad on this team.
Yeah, there's no like real breaker. This is just a bunch of cleaners with no wall breakers. Like Dragapult, not a wall breaker. Slowking, not a wall breaker unless you make it Specs, which then you're not walling shit. So Specs Raikou is like, I guess a wall breaker, but like
He put in
not
some work
really.
with Lucario week 1, but it's a Lucario.
if you're choice locking your Lucario to be a wall breaker, there's something wrong. I don't even like Lucario, but
And,
I
like,
guess it works as breaking dark types.
This whole team is very
Dragapult,
reliant
while
on setup.
also defeating fairies, and you have your steel type wall in Fortress, which fills up most of your hazard rolls and gives you a good slow pivot, so I like that. Shaman can be a wall breaker or whatever with Seed Flare. You can tell by my voice, I'm giving up on this shit.
Yeah, I mean, there's good pieces, but it's ranked 10th for a reason.
Yeah.
Its immediate power is pretty shaky. Its pivoting is okay. Its hazards are okay. Everything's just okay with this team. There's nothing that really like splashes. I mean, every mon is usable, but no mons besides like Polt are really that dangerous either. So
Yeah. And like,
Yeah.
like Calm Mind, Kofi, like Kofi can like clean up teams, but it gets hard walls.
it's
Hard
walled
walls.
by too many
Fire.
things. Yeah, because to
And-
break steel types, you've got
Heat more and
Polt, I guess, Heat more, and maybe Lucario.
and Seismitoad. The Seismitoad at the end just
Naruto doesn't even really break steels though. Like it's hard to fit like a Earth Power or something like. And
Yeah,
even then, it's not doing
even
much.
Earth
It's only
Power,
running
so, like-
defensive. Yeah, it's just
Stab Earthquake still does enough to steal types, but like mostly you rely on Lucario. And I
Yeah.
guess fucking Heatmore, but Heatmore is garbage.
yeah. This team it's not bad. It's just not good.
it's just very like do
Everything about it is very middling outside of the Polt.
They're all very good pieces though. Just not
Yeah.
together. He needs a
I would like to see something that's a little bit better than Mandibuzz
he needs some thick.
round 2.
Like Mandibuzz Slowking is like his thick.
No, I think like Mandibuzz with Dragapult round 2, I think is worth it because Mandibuzz is like the best Dragapult counter in the game, except for Mega Audino and Wigglytuff.
Yeah.
So it's like the best. It's the best
Yeah, but
Dragapult counter that is frequently
You could have done
drafted.
it like a complementary offensive piece to really do some breaking
As
damage.
well
and,
as Mandibuzz, because I think this team was. I think
Like-
this team. Yeah, this team was Wheel.
Dragapult is his best physical attacker, and Dragapult usually runs.
Yeah,
Nice.
Dragapult is like not a good.
Like
thing to have.
honestly, he's hitting harder on the physical side of like foul play Mandibuzz than anything else on the team. Like it's just not the business.
Like Dragapult is kind of like Mew in a lot of ways, where you want to fill your team with other things that fill its multiple roles, so that you can make your Dragapult as unpredictable as possible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which by then you just cannot prep for Dragapult, but
Yeah,
this is
and
a very
this team is
predictable.
full of bonds
This
that
is a
have.
very predictable Dragapult build, and those Dragapult builds are the worst Dragapult builds.
Yeah, most of these ones have like one set they can run. Like the synergy is not there.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna be relying on Seismitoad or Miltank for rocks, which
I don't
You
know.
know.
I think that's fine. Seismitoad is reliable enough. Like Seismitoad doesn't
fine,
really
but,
have
like,
any other roles. Like you drafted for a reliable rocker, a good water absorber, a good ground, and a good water just in general.
this team has no wish pass, so
Yeah, it's
you're relying. Like,
very hard to keep healthy outside of Mandibuzz and Miltank. And
No,
Complete-
you have Regenerator, Glow King, like
yeah,
that's not enough.
that's like it though.
Edgequake destroys this team outside of like Shaman. And
Shaman's
Seismitoad.
reliable enough. I don't think it's bad.
Yeah.
I don't think this team could.
And then like
Possibly
Seismitoad can
higher.
resist Edgequake, can take Edgequake pretty well. I don't think it's that bad.
Yeah.
It's getting overwhelmed without a wish passer. That's
That's the
basically
thing. That I definitely agree with that.
Yeah. So next up we have Page.
Sorry, babe.
The other Mega Diancie team. Ooh. And this
The-
time it's better.
This seems kind of weird. And
No, I like it a lot actually. Wait, why is this so low? Oh yeah, it has no. Its defogging is pretty garbage. It has like.
yeah,
I mean, that's kind of the only reason, right?
kind
Well,
of
that and
weird.
Oh, the speed. No, the speeches are fine.
No, I said the
guess.
pieces of the team are weird together. I think.
What do you mean they're weird? Mega Diancie, Rillaboom, Jirachi, Ronomash, Gyaptos, Talonflame. I like a lot of that.
yeah, but then there's our Guzzlord and a Slowbro Galar, which aren't
What
really.
the fuck is your guys' problem with Guzzlord? That shit's amazing.
Guzzlord is not
Like,
amazing.
for a low tier dark type, like yeah, I like it. It's not bad. Like Assault mess with that shit.
This team doesn't need a low tier dark type. It has a Crocodile.
Oh
think
yeah,
Whereas,
it
like-
has Crook.
Like
It has
the
Crook.
He
The
drafted.
Guzzlord is really not. Why would you ever bring that when you look at the top 10?
Bro, I'm blind. Okay, I'm legally blind. I'm legally blind.
I don't even want to talk about this team. This team's already bored me. Like this team does
team is
not
a-
look fun to use.
Oh,
Like,
I would love to use this.
I would not want to pull up a builder and
I
have
don't know, I
these
just
mons as my options. Like this looks miserable. Your special builders like fucking Calm Mind Diancie and Rotom Wash.
He needs a special ground type because Crocodile Rillaboom is like the worst synergy I've ever seen.
Crocodile gets-
high horsepower.
Yeah.
Gets high horsepower.
Oh, it does.
It's not
get,
bad.
It doesn't get that, but you're.
I mean, it's no earthquake, but like, you know, it's not bad. Like, it's only 5 base power.
Yeah,
plus.
you're not losing much by running high horsepower.
I
And
guess so. It's just like 5 accuracy, 5 power, right?
Yeah, no,
that's it.
it's bullshit. Yeah.
It's fine, I guess. And I kind of actually
It's
respect.
not bad.
I think Glowbro's cool.
No, I like this team. I like this team. It just has like not good removal. That's it.
Yeah.
It
And
also has bad removal, bad hazards, bad phasing, and bad breaking.
You value phasing a lot. Like, damn, I have
I
never
value
seen anyone
phasing a
value
lot.
phasing so much. I respect it. Like, I agree. Phasing is very valuable, but like,
I think
I've never seen somebody like value phasing so much.
I think phasing and taunt are really important for breaking both like offensive and defensive teams. I do tend to value those.
The only
attributes
time
more
that
than
I
a lot.
ever draft the only time I ever pay attention to that is like when in my B matchups. That's it. I never run like those. I run taunt a lot, but like I never run roar. I run
Yeah, and
phase, but, like you know.
see,
Like,
my initial response is like, well, that's why you're in bottom div, but I don't want to be like coming across as a dick. I really think that like having those options.
I don't think
Really?
that's bad. Like I don't know. You've just like I'm not in a very good place in terms of my plays and in terms of my drafting at the moment.
No, because I've had this conversation with people even like in our draft server, like because I think it was Frosty who posted like the checklist, and I was like, I remarked it like, well, why is taunt not on there? Like that's more important than like having a grounded poison. Like if I was making a draft checklist, like I want some reliable taunters or phasers. Like I think that's
I value T spikes a lot, but I value T spikes a lot more than most people. So I value grounded poison types just by proxy. But I can understand that honestly. I can definitely understand that.
Yeah. I think
yeah. I mean that's
just not as good as
Okay, this is
Yeah,
a
and I think
conversation we
you
shouldn't
can
be
hit one.
having. This is not a conversation we should be having in the middle of PRs. Like we should straight up open up a podcast.
No, it's actually going to become more relevant as we go down on these teams because there's a lot of teams that really open up having that. So let's move on to our number 8 team.
Peach Fuzz. This team is one of the more awkward teams. I keep saying that. I should really stop saying that, but it's weird.
Here's one thing I really like about this team. You've got Zygarde and Scizor as your stealing ground. Yeah, you have 3 reliable rockers.
The thing is,
they have 3 reliable rockers. Mega T-Tar, Azolf, and Blissey are all. They can come. They can set them down. Pivoting power. So having that Zygarde, Scizor core that you're generally missing out on that, they make up for it pretty well.
Yeah, and
I also like
in terms of the removal though, it could use some work.
The removal's really sketchy.
Yeah.
Like Scizor and Hitmontop are like your only reliable pieces of removal.
Yeah, so I think this team would benefit having like something like Empoleon or something that like really takes advantage of Defiant. Even like a Passimian, although that removes Hitmontop as a remover. Like
you could go like Surfetch, but Surfetch isn't running Defog.
No. Hitmontop is solid removal, but I feel like with this team, a Defiant user would actually be pretty cool. Like even something like Thunderous Incarnate.
Thundy Eye would actually be a lot better for this team than Thundy T, in my opinion.
Yeah, it just
except for the speed tier, but that's it.
Yeah.
I don't value speed tiers over removal though, is the thing. I'd rather you have better removal than worse speed tiers.
It's
better speed tiers.
You're changing your gap from 115 to 101 to 95 to 111, which is like, it's still like coverage.
Yeah, base 100 still can't run. Like, the only thing that really take advantage of are, like, base 110s, but even base 110s can't outspeed max speed Zygarde with Adamant or Modest.
Yeah, so... well, and then Thundy would outspeed them if it was Incarnate. And Prankster and Defiant actually is better here than Thundy T.
Yeah, I'm under the Thundy I is better than Thundy T group. I don't know if I'm alone in that here.
No, you're not. I don't know because I've never used either of them, but from what I've seen, I think Thundy I has been a lot scarier than Thundy T.
I've only used Thundy I, and from what I use, that thing is surprisingly bulky. Honestly, it's a surprisingly good defogger. It's a surprisingly good
It's a great
anti-setup mon because of Prankster.
Yeah.
Yeah, it has Prankster T-Wave, so it literally denies any setup without sub. And if you're running both sub and speed up, that really limits the amount of coverage that you can use.
I think Thunderous Therian is usually better, but on this team, I would definitely prefer the other Thundy. It just seems to be a better fit overall.
And I think the last thing I want to say about this team is why is Dusclops and Magmar there? They're okay, I guess. But you could go for a higher tier fire type. What could you get with Dusclops and Magmar? Trading those in the Sentis Scorch, maybe?
I don't know if that's much better, though.
You could get Magmortar. I don't know. There's also better ghosts you can get Mismagius or something. I don't know.
Yeah, Mismagius would be kind of cool here.
Dusclops and Magmar add. You could do anything with
I mean, Magmar teleports. Magmar teleports.
Teleports, but what is it tanking as it teleports?
Oh, with Eviolite, a surprising amount.
Yeah.
I've seen Magmar legitimately work. I'm totally down with Magmar. Dusclops though, I'm not so sure.
Yeah,
I would also
if you could combine them, then that probably be better. But I'm totally down with Magmar.
I would also like a better Wish Passer on this team.
Because you can't run
with
you can't run
Zygarde, Titar. Because Blissey wants to run, soft boil, teleport, get your breaker in, or take advantage of a matchup. So that being your only Wish support kind of hurts, but yeah, this team is solid. There's definitely things that can improve, but I think it can do a lot of damage. Moving on, we have number 7.
Really bad hazards.
So I was talking to Ryan.
Really bad hazards.
He's he doesn't click hazards anyways, so I would have liked to see hazards, obviously. Mew is your only hazard.
Any hazards besides Mew.
I'm not running defog versus you, dude. If you run hazards...
Yeah, that's a problem because a lot of things you do want to force to run something like Rapid Spin or Defog.
Yeah. The thing is, Melmetal and Gengar, Gengar in particular, relies on getting free turns from things like Defog in order to go absolutely ham in terms of subbing, setting up Nasty Plot, or just clicking a damn move.
And you're also
it's a goddamn Gengar.
Why would you run Boots versus this team?
No, you never.
You don't have to.
You're getting stuff free items. If this team had better hazards, it would be a lot higher up because its offensive and defensive potential
really
is
good.
Very strong. It's
That's the
A
only reason
tier.
it's like this high, but honestly, I'd put it lower. I'd put it lower than the last team, honestly.
You could argue that, but I still think like some of the pieces together make more sense. Like Melmetal, Zeraora, Tapu Fini, Gengar, Flygon. Even Mega Abomasnow is scary, I think, and he knows how to use it. Although in PR is like, even if he knows how to use Oricorio, it doesn't make his team better because he's better.
No, but
Yeah.
I think having that like Aurora Veil into like a Mew or a Zera or Melmetal or a Fini or sub Gengar or whatever. Like there's definitely a lot of potential here.
Yeah, definitely.
Um,
And he got Oricorio for 1 point, which it shouldn't have
which
been
is
1 point.
no, Oricorio is good for like 3 or 4 points. Like I like having the ability to switch its types, and it's got decent utility with like defog, U-turn, roost, and its stab moves. Like
That's
it's
like all it needs.
it's a good one.
Yeah, that's like all it needs, and everything here is good. Even Munchlax could put in some work.
Yeah, it's a collection of good mons. I'm kind of excited to see how he makes the Zoroark work because there's a lot of opportunities to take advantage of its ability that isn't very
Especially with
broad,
Mew.
but
Especially with Mew, with you clicking like a lot of like taunt against Mew, just like letting Zoroark go ham, just clicking moves with like Night Days or Dark Pulse or just being really annoying.
Yeah, actually, it being paired with
offensively,
Mew is cool because Mew can run the same sets as it. So like, you still don't know like, oh, it's clicking Nasty Plot. I still don't know if it's Mew or if it's Zoroark.
Yeah.
I mean, of course, you can just click U-turn because U-turn is really spammable, but I still think he has a lot of potential with Zoroark.
yeah, I think the lack of hazards brings this team down a lot, but otherwise its potential is very strong, and it would probably be a lot higher if Melmetal got Stealth Rocks, you know?
Yeah, if Melman...
Oh, if Melmetal got Stealth Rocks, I might actually draft it.
Yeah. So, number 6, we have... Waka, that's your favorite person.
What?
We have Charles.
Yeah, he's my favorite person, right?
Ooh, Bun Bun!
Oh,
Yay! I automatically like this team.
Second favorite after
me. I like this team because of Bun Bun.
Because of what?
Because of Cinderace, whatever, bitch.
Oh, yeah.
I have cubby names for Pokemon.
Team,
I'm sorry, I'm way too attached to them.
A really fat regen core. I've used Slowking Tangrowth together, and Mega Garchomp with it, and Cinderace, but Cinderace did fucking nothing because fuck me, I guess. He has a core range, unkillable. He has webs with he has Galvantula with Mega Garchomp. Like, the webs is really nice. I think Skuntank is a really nice piece to this team. So Valley can do a lot of stuff. Aromatisse can't be taunted, obviously. I guess Gigalith pairs okay with Garchomp. I don't really think it needs to be there, but
I do not like the hazards on this team. I mean, Mega Garchomp is a very good rocker, but sometimes you want to bring offense. Gigalith is a pretty reliable rocker, but you don't want to bring it every week because it's a fucking Gigalith. And his hazards outside of that. I mean, he's got webs, I guess, but if Skuntank got like T-Spikes, this team would be a lot better.
Oh yeah, I wish Skuntank got
exactly.
Like,
I was thinking if that was a Drapion and not a Skuntank, I would like this a lot more. But it's still fine.
It's still a good team. Yeah, you've got the Sand Core, you've got the Regen Core, you've got a Corviknight, you've got a Cinderace. Silvally can do whatever it needs to do, even just like parting shot into like an offensive
He could
threat to take
also
advantage.
he could also slow king trick room teleport into Hoopa, and Hoopa just clicks buttons. Like I don't think people realize how strong Hoopa is.
Oh no,
150 is
Hoopa is very strong.
that is scary.
Charles is someone who he's a very good player, and like his replay he submitted was, I think he had like slow king with Kaparaja, and he like just 6-0'd with teleport trick room. I know he's drafted Cinderace, slow king Tangrowth, Calvin. Like he uses a lot of these mons a lot, so I won't be surprised if he does well with them.
I'm excited to see how this.
Yeah, he kind of got screwed because that guy No Idea drafted Mega Ampharos and Rapidash.
Honestly, for the draft that he started with, he made it a lot better.
This is a lot better.
Like a lot,
I was
lot
expecting.
better.
I could not have expected this to be more than 10th, but he made it work.
Somehow, yeah.
You want to know something funny?
Because nobody drafted Corviknight somehow. Somebody tell me how Corviknight went undrafted until Grace. Like, bruh.
I picked up Torrentite, so I didn't want Corv and Torrentite together. That's my excuse.
Do you want to know something funny about Charles?
No, but go ahead.
All right, so he replaced in our league mid draft. He did the same thing in another league, but they would not let him make transactions. Like the mods drafted for the person he replaced, and he was stuck with those mons. They're like, well, you can replace those mons, but like at that point, you're already like dealing with fucking, the point restrictions and like building around what you already have. So, and they're like, oh, you can't really make any changes.
That's really dumb.
It's kind of fucked up.
Wait, why not? What?
Yeah, no.
They're just bitches. What the fuck?
Yeah. Anyways, yeah, enough about Charles.
Yeah, let's move on to Mr.
Top
ZDH.
5. Oh, it's ZDH. This team used to be really bad, and now it's pretty good.
Yeah, like he had a Weavile with like a Hail Core. It's kind of like in a Cutie as a Garm G with Hail for some reason, but he traded in for Slurpuff Exploud, and I don't remember what his other steel type was. But
he first traded Weavile. He first traded Weavile for Greninja and some other shit, and then he traded Greninja back to Weavile and got rid of the Hail Core instead.
Because I told him.
Very good move, PDH.
Listen.
Very good move.
He listened to me, and I had to prep for that shit week 1. That was scary as hell. But this team is. It's another team with Mega Gallade, Garchomp, Rotom Heat, Ferrothorn, Suicune. I used Ferrothorn with Mega Gallade. Like when you set up those like hazards, it makes those 2-hit KOs into 1-hit KOs, and Gallade can just like sweep teams. And with like
also this team with webs from Slurpuff, kinda goes ham.
Exactly.
Kinda goes ham.
Same with just Weavile and Garchomp. Like, yeah, maybe
Weavile, Garchomp, Gallade, like bro.
It's very physical, and like his special attackers Rotom Heat, and like Calm Mind Suicune. And I guess like Choice Specs Exploud, Nasty Bat maybe, but
also Calm Mind Slurpuff, don't shit on that shit.
Well,
yeah, I really wish this team had better hazard setting and removal and better pivots. It's a very strong team that's missing a lot of key like utility that might open up ways for opponents to take advantage.
And of course, the one key utility that he did get was Roar Suicune.
What?
I mean, I think Roar Suicune is actually really good.
I know, that's what I'm saying. Like, of all the shit that you would get Glade, it was Roar Suicune.
Yeah, I remember when he told me he was gonna pick up Suicune. I'm like, oh my god, I don't want to face this. And then I had to fucking face it week 1. But yeah, this team is. I love this team. For a 9-mon team, like everything is useful. X-Cloud is really scary. Like, sure, it's a low tier normal, it's slow and frail, but like, try switching in on the boot burst.
It's not frail. That shit has like 100 HP. Like it's not. It can take one neutral hit. You know, it's not.
The main problem with this team is that it doesn't have any good pivots besides like Rotom and Crobat. Like you're not running teleport like a Gallade.
Rotom, if he loses Rotom, he loses his special offense. He loses his removal. He loses his pivot.
And Rotom is like also his only defog. Like his only defoggers and his only pivots are the same mons. Like
that's what I was saying. Like it's really funny.
It's just yeah. Like the mons are good, but the support is not good. And
yeah, at least with Ferrothorn, it's gonna be the other team clicking defog usually. At least in my experiences using Ferrothorn, I clicked defog maybe like twice the whole season. Everyone else was clicking defog on me. But yeah, I think we can move on to number 4, who is Sirkill. And this team has some really insane picks actually. He has Mega Arrow.
Urshifu Mega Aerodactyl. I love that already.
Zapdos, Latios. A really good breaker with Chandelure, Shell Smash, Sweeper of Blastoise. Roselia and Porygon can also put in work, and Steelix is also super fat on the physical side.
I mean, don't shit on the special side too, like Latias, Roselia, Blastoise even, and like even Porygon sometimes, depending on the matchup.
Yeah, it's a very nice team.
And then always remember that Assault Vest exists, so like Special Bulk is kind of like default on everything.
Yeah. And
I like the hazards. I like the removal. I like the pivoting. I wish it had more like knockoff support because Clef being your only knocker is kind of bad. You don't really want to run Clef.
Like knockoff is like a top contender for the best move in the game. So
yeah, it's top 5 easily. Like I'd argue it's top 3, whatever. We don't need to get
I think it is top 3. Like 100% top 3.
That's the only utility he's really lacking. It's pretty balanced on physical, special offense, physical defense, special defense. Like, it's not a weak team by any means, but I think that the poor support keeps it from being one of the top 3.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like this team also is pretty reliant on just Steelix and Chandelure being like the fairy type checks, which Urshifu really needs. And fairies are like the best type in the format if you don't count steel and water. It's top 3. We'll just say that much. And yeah, that's kind of all I have to say. I don't know if any of you guys have last words for it. Alright, so I guess
not really. Yeah.
We'll move on to my team. I don't know why it's number 3.
Waka waka No, I don't honestly I agree with you. It's not number 3, but I don't know. I think
Charizard really like this team.
Charizard.
I'm just like, well, I can't really place myself, but I do.
Also,
think
it has Audino. Well, okay, it has Audino though. Like it has to be top 3. It has.
I would have put this team at number 1 or 2.
Yeah, that's not happening.
Well, it has Audino though. Let's just move it.
All right. So here's some things I really like about this team. There's a regen core. There's a rain core. It's not dependent on rain. The type coverage is pretty phenomenal across the board. The speed tiers are balanced.
It's a little bit slow from High Dragon to Kabutops, but it's not horrible, and by any means.
Yeah, and Kabutops takes advantage of Swift Swim, or it clicks Rapid Spin, and it's just like whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, you could fit in like a Moltres or something, I guess, but like I don't know how much value that would really add.
Fire type in the rain is.
I like its ability to operate outside of rain, because Mega Scizor, Torn, they don't need rain to be good. Chestnut benefits from rain, doesn't need it. Heliolisk benefits from rain, but doesn't need it.
Yeah. The only problem I have with my own team is that other than top 3, and if you're not really in the rain, the team isn't doing... It's not super scary outside of top 3, in my opinion.
Heliolisk, dude, the shit that you always shit on. I don't understand what you have against Heliolisk, like, and then Kabutops and rain. That is scary. What the fuck?
No, I'm saying outside of rain. The
outside of rain, you have a Torn T that can nasty plot.
Yeah.
Even without rain, that shit is super scary.
I said outside of top 3 and rain. That's what I mean.
Top 3 and rain, Heliolisk, right fucking there.
Out of rain.
Out of rain, yeah, Heliolisk is still scary. Heliolisk is good outside of rain, Waka. I don't know what you have against that shit.
I've never seen it do anything. But that's beside the point.
Heliolisk is nice because it gets Volt Switch and U-Turn. Like, so you can run like
you just run U-Turn every week.
Discharge, and then like U-Turn to pivot. It gets like Hyper Voice. It gets Surf.
Focus Blast gets Surf, which is huge for beating ground types, especially in rain. It gets Grass Knot too, so it can counter the water grounds as well.
I guess, yeah.
The worst thing about this team is it's kind of reliant on like Audino to be a special wall.
Thing.
Or like, I mean, Assault Vest Torn T is also a pretty good special wall, but you don't want to
shit on AV Mudsdale, dude. AV Mudsdale legitimately just wants everything. Well, with Audino, that shit is unkillable.
I don't have.
I think this team is really good. The rain just helps it. It doesn't need rain to be a good team. And honestly, with Politoed, that thing, you don't need Drizzle on it. You can run Water Absorb, you can run Perish Song, you can run Hypnosis or Yawn or whatever like it.
Yeah.
There's a lot you can do.
And like it's bulkier than some other bulky waters. Like, well, I can't think of one actually. Well, I think on the special side, it's probably more tanky than like Seismitoad probably. But like instead of getting recovery, you get rest. I think Politoad's a really good rest user, and it's really good at being annoying. Is what it's good at. This team also has really good defog and pivots.
Yeah, and you have aromatherapy on Weezing. You have Heal Bell and Audino, so like rest sets are like viable.
Yeah, exactly. Wait, I have Heal Bell on what? Mesprit? Oh, it's just Audino.
Yeah.
Mesprit doesn't actually get...
You have aromatherapy on Weezing.
Yeah, I thought you said I got Heal Bell on something. It was just Audino. For a second...
Yeah, Audino and Weezing.
Yeah, which are pretty damn reliable clerics, honestly.
Yeah. And Audino, like...
And being able to wish past Weezing... That's like Audino and Weezing Gellers like a very solid budget defensive core. Audino's weak to fighting. Weezing quad resists it.
Sure.
Yeah, any team that supports Audino correctly, I automatically have as like top 3. Cause well,
Of
my
course we
bias.
do. But yeah, I think that's kind of all I have to say about this team. Let's move on to number 2, our runner-up, Jeg57, the Gen 7 team. I don't think there's no Gen.
Yeah, this is such a Gen 7 team. Like, if you told me this team was from Gen 7, I wouldn't be surprised. But this team is still pretty damn good in Gen 8, even though Coco lost a 1.5 times terrain in terrain and it only turned into 1.3 times terrain. That doesn't even fucking matter because like Kyurem is amazing now, or Incineroar is fucking incredible now.
Serena is also
as a mid tier. Araquanid is fucking incredible now. Like this team got buffed in Gen 8.
There's I mean these are all viable mons. The speed tiers are solid. The hazard setting is solid. The removal is kind of sketchy, but like it's whatever. Because you don't really want to run default Coco very often.
Yeah, no.
And Skarm you mostly want as a setter, not a defogger, but you can make either one of them work if you had to, and then you still have Rapid Spin from Serena.
Yeah.
I would like something a little more reliable if I had to nitpick. But
yeah, especially if you're running like Incineroar or Araquanid, both being like weak to rock, and Kyurem.
Well, you have the webs, you have T-Spikes, you have rocks.
Like webs with Coco, like no, that's pretty damn good still.
I mean, you can also just like force them to defog if they don't have a good spinner.
Yeah.
Or if you don't have the like room.
Which makes up for the lack of like good defog, and you know, like Serena's pretty damn good because like I love the fact that it can rapid spin and is also a pivot, but you know, you're not bringing it to every game.
Yeah, and you don't want to like bring your ghost in when it's gonna click and knock off and like fuck you.
Yeah.
Like, Serena's a decent spinner.
Well, you don't want to bring in your ghost unless it's Gengar, but only one person has Gengar.
I think this team is a little ground weak outside of the Serena. I mean, you have Skarm, but it's gonna roost and you're gonna click Earthquake, and if it's faster, you know, you're Hippowdon. Boom, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, but this team is, I think you said this, Charizard, but like, what switches in on this team? Everything hits so fucking hard, except for like, arguably Skarmory, but you still get body press. Araquanid.
Except for like...
Kyurem, what switches in? It can be mixed. It's 130 in both attack stats.
Yeah.
Mega Nidochum, Nidoking, Coco.
Yeah.
It's a really strong team.
Mm-hmm.
And these mons also, they set up. And guess what? You have Intimidate, Parting Shot, and Incineroar.
Yeah, that's the thing that I love about Incineroar.
Yeah. And
it's a good team.
Too. Rampardos is, it's not fast, but under webs, I think it can outspeed base 100s. I might be wrong, but having like that base 165, I think it gets head smash, sheer force. Like, I don't know what Rampardos does because I've never seen it before. But
sheer force, life orb under webs, like nothing switches into that thing.
Exactly.
It's gonna be hard to really get that to work, but in the chances that you are able to, you pretty much just like.
Yeah, I think I would
even something like Dusknoir, like Poltergeist, broken move,
I would have loved to actually see like a slow
Yeah,
pivot,
yeah, definitely.
like if he had like a teleporter, I'd like this team a little bit more. This team could have been maybe number one if it had teleport and
Yeah, it needs some slow pivots, and it's really only got Incineroar, which is a very good one. But
also
Yeah.
like the lack of wish with like Incineroar, Araquanid, Nidoking, Medicham.
Well, okay, Nidoking, Medicham, not as much, but like Incineroar or Araquanid, I can definitely see what the problem is, and Sarina too.
Yeah, Serena gets synthesis, but you don't really want to run that because it does everything.
No, not really.
Better.
Yeah. A good wish passer would be really nice. And it doesn't have heal bell, but Serena gets aromatherapy. But again, you don't really
I don't know
want
why
to
you'd run that on Sarina, yeah.
Yeah.
Serena and Incineroar are very pressured. After like mentioning them so many times, Serena has to come to remove everything. Incineroar has to like parting shot, intimidate a lot. But it's still a very solid team. And like if he goes all out offense, it can probably just win games.
It's a good team. I would wonder if anything is better than it. Do we have something better than it?
I believe we do.
Yeah,
and that
one
is
more.
Anting's team. And
Ooh. Anting. I love Anting.
Lando, Latios, Milotic, and Fernape Sylveon Toxtricity. How did we let this happen? And Mega Aggron on top of that. Hooray!
This team has no removal. This team has no removal. No removal.
Yeah, Wacko, what the fuck? I didn't see that. I didn't order this with you.
Latios is the best defogger in the format, obviously. Lando I loves running defog. Like, who the fuck runs offensive Lando I? Like, really?
I wonder who does.
Yeah,
you
like,
better run defog because otherwise Lando I gets O-code by fucking choice band Ice Shard from Alola Tails. So you want to keep those routes off the field.
Yeah.
And this team doesn't really have that much taunt either to like prevent rocks from going up in the first place.
It's got Nape, it's got Persian.
Oh, Nape and Persian. I wonder how often they're gonna run that move.
It's common enough on Persian. Persian Alola is actually a mon I really like. I think it's underrated. It's speed tier. It's bulk. It's utility moves.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess, but like I don't know. I don't know how much you really run taunt on it as somebody who has used the Alolan Persian to like some level of success.
I think it's
it can work, I guess. I don't know. I haven't really seen it run taunt a lot, mostly because I don't really need it, but
I think it's very good at running taunt. The only thing I don't really care too much to see is Thwacky and Dottler. Dottler popped off in the week 1 match, I think, but I don't know why Gorgeous
definitely, yeah.
You have to be on the same team, like
yeah, I don't know why Thwacky is in this team in general, aside from like Mega Aggron support, I guess, but like I don't know.
Maybe like Flame Orb Milotic a little bit, but you don't really need Thwacky.
I guess.
Waste a slot where he could have used it and Dottler to upgrade to like something else, or he could have upgraded like
literally any somewhat reliable removal, like even Cryogonal would have been good here.
Yeah.
I don't think Dottler and Thwacky add up to Cryogonal, but I'm sure she
like
would.
Articuno even like.
She would probably like
even pivot.
Enjoy having like an Oricorio for 1 point, because like I don't think the webs are very necessary, even though the like speed is kind of low on this team.
I like webs on this team. I just don't. I think webs are like a slightly overrated. slightly. Like they're still pretty damn good. I just think they're slightly overrated.
Yeah, I can
Yeah,
see that.
I think the breaking power on this team though is pretty dang potent.
Yeah.
And yeah, Lando I, Latios, Infernape, Toxtricity.
Yeah, there's a lot of really good pieces
Yeah.
on this team. But if she dropped like Dottler or Thwacky for either like a better web setter, like defog removal, like anything
Or
rapid.
even honestly, I would be fine with Gorgeist Thwacky being dropped for a good removal. So like at least it could be reliable.
Yeah, you could go from like Gorgeist to Eldegoss. Is there like another grass type with removal? That's like low tier.
One thing
I don't know.
One thing that's worth noting is which of these Mons really care about hazards? Sylveon?
I mean, Sylveon really cares about T-Spikes, Milotic really cares about T-Spikes.
Milotic?
Like, you have Toxtricity as a grounded
If Milotic is running Flame Orb, it does not care about T-Spikes.
If you get Milotic in before the T-Spikes go
Even if it's one layer of T-Spikes, you're activating Marvel Scale and making Milotic stronger.
Yeah, but you're also taking 12.5% away from it, which is just not worth it, even for the defense boost.
I mean, it's not the best
especially
option.
After hazards. Especially after hazards, because as soon as you come in on any turn, you're automatically taking 25%. With rocks up.
Well, it gets refresh.
Wow.
You know,
as soon as you switch in and come back in, boom. Another.
I've never seen refresh Milotic in draft, but like that used to be.
Also, cups are banned in this league, and refresh was cut.
Wait, what? Refresh was cut?
Yeah, that's why Arceus isn't as good in Ubers.
Oh, I had no idea refresh was cut.
The only reason I know about that is because I've used Arceus so much in Ubers. That's like the only reason I know.
Yeah, but this team I think is still very good. Like, it's good luck setting up hazards on this team. Like, you have to constantly keep switching around, try not to die to Lando and Latios and Fernape and Sylveon and Toxtricity and Aggron.
Oh, Toxtricity, definitely, yeah.
And Banded Gorgeist hits fucking hard too.
Or like Gorgeist can run like Fire Blast and shit. That mon's crazy. Or it can just spam
really? What? I didn't know it got Fire Blast. What the fuck?
Yeah, no, Gorgeist is, and it's cool because your opponent doesn't know what Gorgeist you're gonna bring.
Yeah,
its stats vary, so it's kind of hard to prep for.
Yeah, usually you bring like the super one, I think, but you could run like the small one and be like fast and annoying if you wanted. It's a cool mon. I've tried using it before, but I think I had to trade it for something else.
I can totally see this team running like Specs, Sylveon, and bulky Toxtricity and like winning games.
That's just the player that answers.
Yeah. Like Sylveon actually gets a lot of mileage on this team.
Anting could pull it off like better than almost anyone too. Like
honestly, in my opinion, this team is still slightly worse than Jags, but only slightly. But that's my opinion. I don't know.
I think Wacka's like should have moved up to second, but yeah, no, this team's really good. And
all right, well, that does it for Acuity PRs, everybody. I mean, not Acuity. I mean Valor PRs. Whatever. My brain broken.
Yeah, another PR is another hour.
Yay.
But I thank you guys for joining me on this journey, and I hope no one will yell at me for putting Antink first because it's where she belongs. And I'm not
Yep. Sure happens, hey. Huh.
All right, thank you guys.